Alright, this is an audio commentary by Crota between moonsfans X and Vortix on Snowdrop 1.3. Now this map you may not have seen before. This is not a map commonly found on Battle.net. The map, and I'm going to try to describe this for you in the next 30 seconds before this warden pops out. There's a lot of narrow passageways here, so trying to get a surround with ghouls is very, very difficult. In addition, there are bridges that limit the sight beyond the side of the bridge, so the bridges are also a key point of interest. Meanwhile, there is a mercenary camp in the center of the map that is surrounded by three destroyable barriers. Yes, this does look like a StarCraft map if I've ever seen one myself, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and describe it for you. Meanwhile, we have the Ancient of War creeping with the Warden and the Archer. The Warden trying to do as much damage, trying to take down these units quickly. Meanwhile, we have a Death Knight coming out creeping with ghouls. Ghouls may not be the best unit of choice in this particular matchup, but as long as the Death Knight does go ahead and move on to destroyers, particularly flying units, because of the narrow passageways all throughout the map, those flying units will be able to get an advantage on this map. Now we have the Warden going and creeping with the Archer and trying to take down this green camp with all level 2 units, and we have an Ancient of War coming up being constructed to creep out this orange camp as well. Meanwhile, we have the Death Knight coming in with a couple skeletons and a couple ghouls. The Death Knight's trying to get to level 2 as quickly as he can to be able to push back. And throughout this tournament, Vortix and Essence, moonsfans XX, they've probably seen each other, and Vortix has got to know that the Warden is going to be a major problem to deal with. And moonsfans XX has been able to do a lot of creative manipulation and work through that Warden. The Warden now coming in trying to get in some harass on this Death Knight. Death Knight trying to get a surround on the Warden. The Warden trying to move away, get in a couple free hits, able to, barely squeezes it out of that surround. Meanwhile, we have the Archers taking down a level 5. So we have a Warden trying to take down the Ghoul. The Ghoul is slowed. There's a couple also slowed down from the Peasants as well, from the Poison as well, and we have a level 2 on the Warden. The Warden gets surrounded, and the Warden's going to go ahead and blink away. A couple misses by additional units. We're going to have a couple hits from the Warden as well, trying to take down those fights. And Death Knight trying to get to level 2 as quickly as possible, is trying to take down that Spider. Warden's going to try to go ahead and try to get that kill. And now we have a surround on the Warden. Warden gets poisoned, and it looks like that Death Knight is going to get level 2 off of that kill. And the Warden is now going to try to go ahead and blink away. And we're going to go ahead and pick up the Tome of Replenishment and the Tome of Intelligence. Now we have the Warden moving back towards the north. We have two Ancient of Wars. That Ancient of War uprooted is going to go down rather quickly. We have more skeletons being spawned. Undead using a good job using the dead creeps of the Night Elf player to get some additional skeletons to join in this fight. So this army is half skeletons and half ghouls. We have a couple quick death coils, and we're going to have a ghoul go down. And we have Archers being blocked. A nice play by moonsfans XX, able to use an Archer to protect one of his Archers by blocking. And meanwhile, we have a Staff of Teleportation and Boots of Speed on the moonsfans XX Warden, and we have the Replenishment Potion being used. Now, it doesn't look like both of these players are very familiar with this map. There's no necessary creep pattern. And there is going to be a couple mistakes while creeping on this particular map, misjudging the strength of creeps. Warden's trying to go around, trying to see what she can creep, and trying to find where the undead player is rightfully creeping his own green camps that are close to his base, and trying to take down the skeletals. Meanwhile, we have Black Citadel being researched, or being upgraded, as we have Tree of Ages being upgraded as well. Hunter's Hall being researched. We have a Warden coming in. We may have some Ghoul harassment or Acolyte harassment. We have a Ghoul and a Ghoul getting hit. It looks like that Ghoul is going to go down unless we have a Death Coil come in. Down to 79 hit points, trying to get 45, 36, and down goes the Ghoul. Now we have trying to take down some quick Acolytes. Death Knight's coming back in. Looks as though we're going to have a Staff of Teleportation to get back out. And the Warden is going to go ahead and teleport away. Warden is one kill away from getting level 3, gets level 3 with an Ancient of War, trying to take down a bear. Very nicely done, making sure that the bear and all the units are trying to take down that single Ancient of War. And Warden comes in, gets level 3, picks up a nice Sobi mask. If the Warden wasn't dangerous before, the Warden is more dangerous than ever. And Zotac and moonsfans XX has if you haven't seen some of the other replays, does a really, really good job getting to level 6 and getting the Avatar of Vengeance. Perhaps we'll be able to see that again. Polar Bear coming in, Frost Wolves trying to take down units, ghouls running back and forth. Meanwhile, we have the Warden coming in. We have a Slaughterhouse being teched, and ghouls trying to surround that Warden. That Warden really has no place to go, trying to push to the back, trying to take down a couple acolytes. One acolyte is shadow striked. We have Black Citadel being researched. That acolyte is going to go down. Meanwhile, we have the Warden is he pulling him back yet? No, it looks like the Warden is now trying to hit back a particular ghoul, does another shadow strike, and that ghoul is going to go down through the damage over time. We have the Death Knight currently sitting at level 3. We have the Warden currently sitting at level 3. And we have another shadow strike. Is that ghoul going to go down? Yes, that ghoul does go down, and now we have the Death Knight trying to chase down that and the Warden. Death Knight does not have enough mana for a Death Coil at this time. Ancient of War, we have 2 Ancient of Lores coming down. We have a Hunter's Call, and a Tree of Eternity being researched, and we have a very slow Ancient of War perhaps trying to come in and creep this natural expansion of Night Elf, of Moonfans EX. We have a Lich and Death Knight. We have Moonstone being researched, perhaps the Night Elf wanting more additional Moon Water, Moon Juice. Warden coming in south across the map. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the replay a little bit here. Coming down. Warden comes in. Clarity Potion. Here we have the Death Knight trying to chase. Clarity Potion and already at max. Gets in a quick hit. And he's going to go ahead and head back. Nothing really happening here, just 2 players dancing back and forth. Ancient of War is going to go ahead and try to creep this camp. And this map does only have 2 spawning locations, so that's why they knew where they were cross map. Oh, we have the Warden getting Death Coiled and Frost Nova trying to run away, and minus the Orb of Corruption. Oh, and we have some blocking by a critter on the map. Now we have the Ancient of War trying to tank down this particular fight. We have a Dryad who got ensnared, so in this play by Moonfans XX, here we have the Warden trying to come in. We have Shadow Strike on an Acolyte. It looks as though the Warden wants more blood, wants more Acolyte blood. He's going to get a couple hits on a second Acolyte. Perhaps, yes, another Shadow Strike on the third Acolyte. So it looks like we're going to have two dead Acolytes, perhaps a third, if the Warden is able to push in. Meanwhile, we have the Death Knight coming in north across the map with a whole bunch of ghouls. Those ghouls getting snagged in on themselves because of the tightness of the whole entire map. We have Warden quickly healing herself. Now we have the ghouls trying to come in, trying to take out a 100 Moon Juice. Well, we have a Death Coil Frost Nova on the Warden. The Warden gets a rejuvenation from the Bear. The Bear, basically a level 3 Paladin, on how strong it is and being able to heal. Here we have Ancient of Lores getting focused down by the Undead player. Night Elf being forced to do hit and run tactics, basically just buying time. Is that Dryad going to come out, that last Dryad? No, that last Dryad is stopped. And now we have, Silence Frost Nova Coil down on a Warden. That Warden still has rejuvenation. No destroyers to eat that rejuvenation at this time. Quickly sells an item, picks up a potion, gonna go ahead and heal. That Bear looks like it's in trouble. No Staff of Preservation on the Warden. It doesn't look... And it looks like the Warden's getting hit. We have a Shadow Strike on the Lich. Warden trying to take down the Lich. We have a Death Coil on the Lich, and we have a teleportation by the Warden. Warden trying to pull back to the back of the base and perhaps regroup. Meanwhile, it looks like those ghouls are going to be able to take down an additional... No, he's going to go after the Warden instead. Warden gets surrounded, does a quick blink, trying to pull back and forth. Druid of the Claw down to dead. Now we have the Tree is trying to join in on the fight. We have rejuvenation on the Warden. Warden trying to buy time to get healed. Meanwhile, we have an Ancient of War trying to get a couple hits in. We have a Warden down to 185 hit points, 42. Quick blink away. Obsidian statue down to 12 hit points of a transfer of the Lich, and I'm gonna go ahead and pause the game here and go ahead and stay tuned for part 2.